You ever have those days where, you feel like you're just sort of reacting, bouncing around?
Oh, definitely. Like you're dancing, but there's no music playing.
Exactly. Well, today we're tuning into that silent music, the invisible choreography of our day. Daily routines.
That's a perfect way to put it. These routines are like the underlying structure. They're these habits, often unconscious, that set the rhythm and really impact our well-being.
And this deep dive is for you, the learner. If you want to get how these everyday things shape your life without all the fluff, this is for you. We're digging into some insights today.
Yeah, we're looking at why they matter, specific examples, morning, midday, evening, and even the words we use to talk about them.
Our goal here is pretty straightforward. Unpack the important bits about these routines, find some maybe surprising benefits, and give you practical stuff you can use, like right away, to feel more organized, maybe more balanced.
More in control, yeah.
Okay, let's kick off with mornings. People always say how you start your day kind of dictates the rest of it.
It often does, yeah. And we've got some interesting examples here. Jennifer, for instance, wakes up around 7 a.m.,
Okay.
and she actually does gentle stretching, some deep breathing before getting out of bed. It's all about this gradual awakening.
Easing into it, not just jumping straight out.
Exactly. It's meant to sort of reduce that initial stress hit, regulate cortisol levels, avoid that big spike first thing, sets a calmer tone.
Makes sense. And then Daniel, he's up a bit earlier.
Yeah, around 6:33
Hmm.
because of work. And his very first thing, glass of water.
Simple. But you hear that recommended everywhere, right? Early hydration.
You do. It's like waking up your system, your metabolism after hours of, well, nothing. Even slight dehydration can mess with your energy and focus. So, yeah, simple but effective.
And breakfast seems key for both of them, too, though maybe slightly different takes.
Right. Both go for light but nutritious.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer might have oatmeal or toast, wants energy but doesn't want to feel weighed down. Daniel, though, he leans towards eggs with toast or maybe a smoothie. He's looking for a bit more protein, probably for that sustained fullness feeling.
Yeah, which connects to better concentration, right? Avoiding that mid-morning brain fog.
Definitely. And it's not just food. They both do a quick bit of organizing early on. Jennifer checks her class schedule.
And Daniel looks at his work tasks, his to-do list.
Exactly. Even just a few minutes of that seems to bring clarity. Reduces that feeling of being totally overwhelmed right at the start.
So the morning takeaway seems to be start calm, hydrate, get some good fuel, and maybe just glance at the plan for the day.
Pretty much. It sets a positive trajectory, like checking the map before you start driving.
Okay, so what about midday? That point where energy often starts to, dip.
Yeah, the midday point is super important. It's a chance to fight off fatigue and actually set yourself up for a decent afternoon.
Jennifer, with her classes and studying, she takes short breaks. Stretching, moving around. Seems obvious, but why is that so effective?
Well, think about it. Sitting still, focusing hard,
Yeah.
you get mentally tired, physically stiff. Short breaks, especially with movement, interrupt that fatigue. They let your brain sort of reset, process things a bit.
Attention restoration, is that a thing?
Yeah, studies suggest exactly that. It helps you regain focus when you go back to the task.
And Daniel, even with a packed afternoon, he does something similar. Quick stretches, maybe a snack.
He does. It's like hitting pause for a second. A mental refresh. He's tuning into his body's signals, basically.
And their lunches, you mentioned light breakfasts.
Similar idea for lunch. Both Jennifer and Daniel seem to prefer lighter options. Salads, sandwiches, maybe quinoa for Daniel. They're consciously trying to avoid those really heavy, carb-loaded meals.
The enemy of the afternoon, that post-lunch slump.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That sleepy, sluggish feeling. A lighter lunch helps dodge that.
And then after the break and the light lunch, they actually tackle important stuff in the afternoon. Seems like it. They prioritize their key tasks then, using that post-break energy boost, which is, a smart time management approach. Hit the big things when you're feeling more alert.
So midday isn't just grabbing food. It's about a strategic pause, smart food choices, and then focusing that renewed energy.
Yeah, it's about keeping things sustainable, not just trying to power through on fumes. Which leads us nicely into the evening, how we wind down.
Right, shifting gears for rest and sleep. Jennifer, she unwinds with a walk or gentle stretching after dinner. How does that help?
Light activity like that can actually help release tension built up during the day. It promotes relaxation, but without, hyping you up too much before bed. It's a signal to the body. Time to slow down.
Okay. And Daniel does something similar, music or a walk to disconnect.
Yep. Creating that mental space between work or daily stresses and rest time, that separation is key.
And dinner itself, also light, you said, around 7 p.m. Yeah, light and nutritious seems to be the theme. Daniel might have grilled salmon and veggies. Jennifer maybe pasta or rice with vegetables. Again, it's about digestion.
Easier on the system, less likely to interfere with sleep than a huge, heavy meal late at night.
Exactly. And then there's the hygiene routine. Brushing teeth, washing face. Daniel called it a reset button.
I like that. It's like closing the door on the day.
It really is. It's a very clear physical signal to your brain. Okay, day's activities are done. Time to prep for sleep.
And then, crucially, no screens. Both of them avoid screens before bed.
Yeah, very important. They opt for reading. Jennifer sometimes has herbal tea too.
Like chamomile or something calming.
Probably things known for relaxation. And avoiding screens helps protect your melatonin production.
Right, the sleep hormone. Blue light messes with that.
It really does. And they both aim for a consistent bedtime, around 10 or 10.3. That regularity is huge for restorative sleep.
So the evening is this gradual process. Disconnect, light dinner, the hygiene reset, then quiet screen-free stuff to ease into sleep.
That's a great summary. And, as we talked about Jennifer and Daniel, they use certain words.
Ah, yeah, the language of routine.
Right. It's worth maybe just quickly touching on some of those terms, because how we talk about it matters.
Sure. Like Jennifer's stretching in the morning, just loosening muscles.
Or Daniel hydrating, getting water in.
A light breakfast, small, simple, like Jennifer's oatmeal.
Daniel's to-do list, his plan for the day. Jennifer needing to be focused for studying.
Paying full attention, yeah. Daniel needing to recharge with breaks.
Recovering energy, or sometimes you need to regroup. Just organize your thoughts.
Definitely want to avoid feeling sluggish, slow, no energy, which is why the light lunches, right?
Exactly. Avoid that energy slump, the drop in energy levels. Daniel wants to knock out tasks, get them done efficiently.
And in the evening, it's about unwinding, relaxing.
Using that hygiene reset button.
To help you wind down before sleep. Maybe with some herbal tea.
Caffeine-free, relaxing tea. Yeah. It just shows how having clear words helps us understand and connect over these everyday things.
It really does. And looking at the whole picture, Jennifer and Daniel's routines, there seem to be some bigger principles at play, like balance.
Oh, absolutely. That's probably the biggest one. You see it in both their days, that push and pull between activity and rest, work or study, and personal time.
Jennifer's study breaks, Daniel's work breaks.
Their light meals, the way they unwind in the evening, it all points to finding an equilibrium.
And that balance is going to look different for everyone, right?
Totally. It's very personal.
Yeah.
The second principle is organization and maybe control.
Yeah, routines give structure, don't they? Help manage time, feel less overwhelmed.
For sure. Jennifer checking her schedule. Daniel, with his list, it provides a framework. And when some things become automatic, routine, it frees up mental energy for other stuff.
Makes sense. And the third thing, it feels like self-care is just woven into it all.
Exactly. It's not just about productivity, it's about well-being.
Jennifer's stretching, Daniel's hydration, healthy lunches, the relaxation time. It's not treated like some extra thing you bolt on.
No, it's integrated. It's part of how they operate, looking after their physical and mental health day to day. And it shows self-care doesn't have to be these huge gestures. Small, consistent things add up.
Right. So effective routines seem to be built on what? Balance, organization, and integrated self-care.
That seems to be the foundation, yeah.
So wrapping up this deep dive, it seems pretty clear that getting a handle on your daily routines can really pay off.
Yeah, we've seen how it can lead to calmer starts, steadier energy, better sleep.
Feeling more organized and just generally better because of that balance and built-in self-care.
Definitely. So for you, the learner, maybe take a second to think about your own daily rhythm. What patterns are already there?
Yeah, and where could a small tweak make a real difference in how balanced or in control you feel?
And maybe a final thought to chew on. Are your routines actively guiding you where you want to go, or are you kind of just along for the ride each day?
Ooh, good question. Thinking about how shaping those everyday moments intentionally can be a really powerful way to steer your own life.
It's an ongoing journey, right?
Yep.
Towards feeling more empowered and hopefully finding more fulfillment day to day.
Thanks for listening. And if you found the video helpful, please hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you never miss an episode, and share it with others who might benefit. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes, we'd love to hear from you. So your feedback is really important to us. And if you want to continue learning right now, here in this playlist, you'll find helpful videos for English listening practice. You might want to watch it next. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.